This is the Sony A6700, and in this video, we are going to be talking about the best travel accessories that you can buy for it. So I bought the Sony A6700 last year on December 2023, and I traveled with it with my wife and my daughter to Taiwan. And recently I just got back a few days ago from the Philippines, and this was my main driver. So before this camera came into my life, my main driver was the Sony A7 IV, which is quite a big camera because it is a professional full frame camera. Hence me buying this camera, because this is like a lateral upgrade when it comes to compactness of the camera, but at the same time I can get to keep the features that the A7 IV has without the full frame sensor. Of course, this is a crop sensor camera. So the lens of choice that I made was the Sigma 18-50 f2.8, which is a very lightweight lens. As we all know, when we talk about 24-70 equivalent lenses, it can quickly become very heavy. Because this is crop sensor, you are able to access lightweight lenses. This Sigma 18-50 is less than 300 grams, and it is like an equivalent of a 28-70, which is amazing, right? You have a zoom lens that has an f2.8 aperture, which means it will perform decent in low light, but at the same time, keep the whole system relatively lightweight and compact. So enough talking about the camera, let's talk about the accessories that I brought with me when I traveled to the Philippines. Like, we stayed 10 days there, and I just got back like 2 days ago. My wife and I are super tired because our daughter is running all over the place, but that's another story. So let's start with the bag. So the bag that I have here is the Peak Design Everyday Sling version 3, I think, or version 2. This is the 6-liter version. So I like this bag because, first of all, it does not look like a camera bag. Whenever you're traveling, you don't want to have that burden of having to worry about your bag, right? Because if you have an expensive looking bag, it's going to be an eye catcher to a lot of people. And you know, when we're traveling with expensive camera gear, that's the least thing you want, right? So let's start off with why I like this. So aside from it not looking like a camera bag, I like just being able to just stash everything. So as you can see, there is one main divider here, which is perfect to keep my camera safe from whatever I will put on this left side over here, because sometimes I will put other accessories over there. So I have my camera over here, and the vlogging microphone of choice is the Sony ECM B10. I love this thing because there is no battery needed to power this thing. At the same time, the audio connection is made through the hot shoe, which is amazing. And on this side of the bag, I also have a deck of cards. As I mentioned before, I am a magician, so I always try to keep a deck of cards with me at all times. And inside this case, I also keep other stuff like maybe my ID card, some cash, and some other cards. So one more reason why I love this bag is that this has the ability to put a Peak Design capture clip on the front right here. As you can see, I've talked about this in another video. The reason why I'm not using the Falcam backpack clip, because the Falcam backpack clip requires the strap to be a little bit thicker than what the Peak Design capture clip requires. So what a capture clip basically is, it allows you to mount your camera onto your bag using a base plate over here. As you can see, the base plate is over here, right? So all you need to do is just slide in your camera like that and lock it, and then it's not gonna go anywhere. So the cool thing about this is that it alleviates the need of camera strap. So all you need now is your bag plus your camera. No need for a camera strap. So the cool thing about this system is that it allows you to just have your camera and your camera strap and your bag all in one place instead of having an independent strap for your camera. So if I want to film, I can just unlock it. I can grab my camera like that, and no strap is like bothering my hands, and I can just freely have my camera. And if I want it, I can just put it back like this, and it's quite secure there. It's not going to go anywhere. So I think you get the idea. And at the same time, if you want to stash your camera, let's pretend you're in a very sketchy place. Of course, you have a slot here that is dedicated for your camera just to hide it inside your bag. And whenever you're maybe with a lot more people, then you feel a bit more comfortable bringing out your camera, right? So it can stay out when you need it, and stay in when you don't need it to be out. And maybe it's raining, you can just keep it in the bag. And this bag right here is, I think, splash proof but not waterproof. So just remember, there's a difference between splash proof and waterproof, okay? Do not toss this into the ocean or a swimming pool. And one more thing I like about this bag is that it has this included strap over here, which means I can bring a tripod with me, or a mini tripod, which is this one right here. This is the Mantis Pod Pro version 1. The reason why I chose the V1 is that the version 2 feels a little bit cheap to me. At the same time, I don't really need that included remote. So this has been my go-to travel tripod instead of the Joby. So I mainly use a Joby whenever I have to go to a place that I know that there are opportunities to wrap the tripod or the Joby around a tree or a fence or anything. But for this, if I don't plan on wrapping it around anything, this will do. So one reason why I love the Mantis Pod is that I can just grab my camera, slot it in and push it, and it's completely locked now. And I can just have another lever here to secure the plate or the camera itself, and it's really locked in there and it's not gonna go anywhere. And the good thing about this is that if you want to vlog, you can just hold it like this. There's even a ball head here. You can loosen and you can just lock it, and then you can have your camera facing yourself if you're vlogging. And of course, if you're mixing it together with a microphone, you can just slot it in like that, and now you have a semi-minimalist vlogging setup without having any cables going through the camera to the microphone. And one last bonus item that I have for this travel kit with the A6700 is the Osmo Action 4. So this camera right here is basically my camera that I would bring whenever I would go swimming with my family or anything that involves water, because I don't want this dropping into the bottom of a pool or the ocean, right? So this allows me to capture semi-decent pictures and videos. At the same time, I don't have to worry about it breaking, right? Because I consider this a disposable camera. Not really, but you know what I mean. Rather than having this break in the middle of a trip, and I'm gonna be extremely sad if that happens. So one reason why I bring this along with me a lot is that this is an 18-50 f2.8 lens, right? On a full frame format, this will be around 28-75. So this basically, the Osmo Action is basically my wide angle lens. So rather than bringing another lens for this camera, this is going to be my wide angle. So this can capture semi close to fisheye POV, right? So at the same time, it's very lighter than a wide angle lens. So yeah, this is always inside my bag, and this goes into my bag as well, and it tears down really fast. I can put everything inside the bag. This one I can fold down, tuck it at the bottom of the camera bag, and now I have everything inside a bag that I can bring with me whenever I travel with my family. So this was just a quick video talking about the gear that I brought with me in conjunction with the A6700. So again, the A6700 is a very powerful camera. You won't believe the kinds of images that you can capture with it. So that is it for me, guys. Please leave a like, comment, or please, better yet, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And as always, see you guys next time. Peace.